Hi y'all, I'm doing a real quick video. I'm planning on making my own Hot Pockets. I'm planning on doing a lot more of these, like instead of just doing just regular soups, because sometimes my family gets kind of tired of me making just soups, you know, every day. Because I kind of have like, you know, there's breakfast and then there's lunch, and then for the snack, a lot of times I just make soups. Put the bones aside. What I have here in front of me isn't any of my grab and go chicken, but it's Popeye's chicken. They have a sale going on and sometimes we get it, and when I get it, a lot of times I'll buy extra so that I can be able to have some for the week, and I freeze it, or I can be able to have some within the month. So just in case if something's going on and I can't cook, I have some of this that I can just throw inside the oven and kind of bring the chicken back to life. I'm going to take the skin some off of that. I don't need it. Okay, so what I'm doing is just gutting it. I have basically 4 thighs and a leg, and I'm just kind of breaking up the meat. And if I was using my grab and go meat, my chicken breast or any of my other grab and go meats, I could skip this step altogether and I wouldn't have to be doing this. But this is another alternative, and that's fine. So I'll take that off. I'm going to take the skin off. So I won't keep you around with me skinning it, taking the meat off, but you get the idea of it. So I'm just taking the skin off and I'm just breaking up the meat a little bit. I don't want to have the meat too small. I like it that when you bite into the Hot Pocket, you can be able to basically still taste it, the meat. A lot of times I end up shredding it too little. The family doesn't want me to do that. So you're cooking. You cook for who's planning on eating the food. Alright, so let me finish up the rest of this and we'll be back. Okay, here's the chicken that I got. These are from 4 thighs. Let's see how many Hot Pockets we're going to be able to make out of it. This right here that you see is my crust that I actually made. I'll have to make a video on to show you how I made the crust, but so hopefully I'll soon make a video on that. But just grab your crust that you have. I'm planning on throwing it in the microwave because it's pretty hard. I'm going to throw it in there for like maybe 10-15 seconds just to soften it up. And then we're going to quarter it, and we're going to use this little great gadget here that I have, and we're gonna make us some basic Hot Pockets. So let me go ahead and heat this up. Oh, and just so you know, the skin, I didn't throw that away. I threw the bones away, but the skin and the grizzle and all that stuff from the chicken, I went ahead and I put in a bag, and I'm gonna go ahead and give that to my dog. So let me go ahead and heat this up real quick. I'll be right back. Alright, now what you see in front of you, this is one of the soups that this isn't a soup, but this is leftovers from dinner. What I'm planning on doing is I'm planning on using it, and what this basically bag consists of, again, always, you know, make sure you label your food. In here is garbanzo beans and pork gravy. So I had, after dinner, after everyone had eaten, I put the food away, and a lot of times, if you don't know already, I grab all the leftovers and I put it in a bag so I can be able to use it for a soup. I just add stock to it and it's an instant soup. But instead of making it just a soup, because again I said I wanted to make variety for my family, I'm planning on switching it up, and instead of making a soup, it's going to basically be a soup but in a Hot Pocket. So it's going to be a Hot Pocket. So I'm going to go ahead and open it up, put it inside of the bag, and the meat that I'm planning on using is the chicken that I just gutted. So I'm going to pour this in here, and then I'm going to pour these in each one of the Hot Pockets. And this one actually worked out good. I don't have to thicken it because it already got thickened when I made it. So that's perfectly thick enough. It's not going to really ooze out of the Hot Pocket, which is great. So that's done here. Again, remember, it's pork gravy. So basically I made a gravy and I put the pork in it, and I know it's a mixing flavor. I wish I had pork. I have pork downstairs. I'm a little lazy. I don't feel like getting it, so I'm not going to. Well, that'll be another video. But then here's the chicken. And here's the gadget here. So all I need here, this is the one that I just microwaved for just a little bit so I can soften it up just a tad. If you don't want to put it in the microwave, what's recommended is instead of microwaving it for you to, when you're about to use it, take it out 30 minutes before you're about to use it. So then it'll get to room temperature or not. But it seems like I'm always in a rush, so I just went ahead and nuked it for 15 seconds, and I'm going to be able to just roll it on out. So let me get my rolling pin and get my flour. This is for a 9-inch crust. And this is for crust that I made. If you're in a hurry and you can't make the crust, you can go in and skip this step right here, and you can just go ahead and buy some store-bought crust. Do what you can for your family. There's no judgment here. Do what you can. Okay. So for me, I'm going to go ahead and that's that. Here's my rolling pin. So I'm going to put some flour in my rolling pin so it doesn't stick. And I'm going to go ahead and cut it into 4s. There. And this is for 1 9-inch. So that works perfectly. And then up here, I have a pan, and my oven is set at 425. It's preheating. Right here, I have a pan here. And before I used to use foil, or I would just use the actual pan and I would put oil in the pan. But instead of doing that, I strongly recommend use parchment paper. Parchment paper rocks. Sorry, I had to switch. My camera started messing up, so I switched cameras. But as I was saying, make sure you use parchment paper. I have it inside of a pan, and I just put parchment paper over it. It makes so you don't have to use any oil, and it really works great. Okay, so I've already put flour on my, put a little more flour on, put more flour on my thing, and I have some on my roll, and I'm just going to roll it out. I'll show you another one, but I rolled it out. And this right here has it where it's basically where you can cut with it. Let me line it up again. And then I kind of twist it, and I can take this stuff off. And instead of throwing this away, I'm going to make a whole new thing out of it. So I take that off. It's a perfect little circle. And what I like to do, just so it can overlap a little bit, I roll it out just a little bit more. I roll it out just a little bit more. And it's harder for me to roll. I think I'm not going to do it on this cutting board, because the cutting board is dipped a little bit. So let me put this on here. Put this on here real quick. Let me stop it.